the one with the butt is definitely one of the most Joey-centric episodes. This is, of course, the 6th episode of Friends, the first season, of course, and it was directed by Arlene Sanford and written by Adam Chase and Ira Ungerleider, and stars the main 6, of course, but we also have June Gable in her inaugural appearance as Estelle Leonard. I, like most people, love Estelle. I think she's a brilliant character, and she's just, she's fabulous. We also get, and this is not something I would have known until, probably right now, to be perfectly honest, I don't think I realised, that James Burrows actually plays the director of the musical that Joey is in, which I will, of course, talk about in a moment. James Burrows is, more recently, one of my heroes. He is the name behind a lot of things that I love, but particularly Cheers. And I have to say he's pretty amazing. So that's something that kind of made me smile a little bit. I never realised that. One of my favourite things about Friends, and this is something I've mentioned before, is that even though like many Friends fans, I've seen every episode 50 or more times. I've been watching it since 2003 or 2004 until I was about 16 or 17. I would, no exaggeration, watch it for about 3 or 4 hours a day. I was obsessed. But as I get older and I learn more about the extras, the supporting cast, or little references that I didn't get when I was younger, even when I see an episode for the 51st, 52nd time, there's going to be something different in it that I hadn't noticed, and that's certainly the case here, so I'm really quite pleased with that one. So, that musical, this is the episode where Joey is in the musical Freud, and are you now singing the Freud musical song that's in this? It's, yeah, I like Freud. And I thought that was a really interesting thing. Now, to be honest, I don't think a casting director would ever cast Joey as Freud. He just doesn't seem to quite fit the physique or indeed the mannerisms when he's acting in this as Freud. But it's certainly a very interesting concept. And that, of course, gives us the character of Estelle when she signs Joey. Good things are going to come for Joey, hopefully. Chandler also meets Aurora, asks her out. Aurora is played by Sofia Milos, and not a character I really think of ever. Interesting enough character. It's nice for Chandler to have something there, but not something that I really am that concerned about. This is definitely for me a Joey episode, because in addition to the very, very fabulously bad Freud musical, we get Joey's butt, because he's playing Al Pacino's butt double. And I love his scenes in it. I think Matt LeBlanc gave a really great performance, and it's always really interesting to see Matt LeBlanc acting as Joey, acting as whatever character Joey is performing as. And that's just something that I find really fascinating. And of course we see that quite a lot as the episodes progress and Joey gets more roles, and, you know, some pretty bad roles. Particularly Ichiban. I love Ichiban. But this one for me is definitely one of my favourite early Joey episodes. Not much for Rachel and Phoebe here, but we do obviously get to look at Monica being a little bit of a clean freak. It's taken us, I'd say, 6 episodes to realise just how kind of neurotic Monica is and how obsessed she is with cleanliness and orderliness and neatness. But we do kind of, if this was the first time you'd ever acknowledged that about her, if you went back and watched the previous 5 episodes, you do see glimmers of it. So it's not like they've just randomly dropped this in here. So I think that works really well. In all, this is a really good episode. The dialogue is amazing. It's as funny as every other episode. The character developments, particularly for Joey, is spot on. Obviously, the first few episodes were very much about Rachel, a little bit about Ross. Now we're starting to bring in the others in a little bit more depth and learning a lot more about them. And the one with the butt, for me, definitely one of my favourite season 1 episodes. Maybe one of my favourite overall Definitely not overall, but there are, 244 episodes, I believe, off the top of my head. Definitely isn't in the top 10, put it that way. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the one with the butt. As far as Joey goes, Joey, it's brilliant.